Hey there, this is Charles. Welcome back to the Mindfully Masculine podcast. In this episode, we will continue to review and discuss Self-Care for Men by Garrett Muntz, and we will also wear some masks. This episode's all about masking and face masks, and Dan and I actually put on a mask and try to record the podcast with it on our face, and with mixed results. If you'd like to see what that looked like, so you can see us being awkward and not just hear us being awkward, just go to youtube.mindfullymasculine.com, check out our channel, and you can see the latest episode there. Thanks. Enjoy.
Good afternoon, Charles. How are you?
You look a little weird, Dan.
What's on your face?
All right. We're wearing these hydrating masks because we said we would, and I don't like this.
Yeah, you can see it doesn't really stay on very well. I think if it was like one piece, but these two-piece things are a little bit frustrating.
I feel like they may not be made for people sprouting thick, coarse facial hair.
Well, then it should stick on my face because I definitely don't think coarse facial hair. I'm just going to keep the top on and pretend I'm in some sort of fancy party.
All right, can you scoot over to your right just a little bit?
There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep. How's that?
Good.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we decided to do this because we said we would do it, and I mean, it does feel nice. It feels cool.
Definitely cooling for sure. There's some aloe in this thing, right?
Let's see. There's 100% hydrogel, which sounds like a made-up word. There's hyaluronic acid, and I don't think it's giving me any more details than that.
Huh.
It's non-comedogenic, gentle on skin. All right, so let me just start with my complaints. I feel like there should have been more instruction on how to get it off of the backing that it was on, because as soon as I touched it, it just started slipping all over the place.
Yeah, it basically balled up in my hands.
Yeah. And I also feel like maybe you should do this laying down so that it doesn't feel like it's constantly going to just slide off your face.
Would have been a good tip. Would have been a good tip at the beginning.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, we talk about, it's very distracting having this on my face and in my mouth.
You know what? Take the bottom part off. I feel like I can kind of hang with the top part.
All right.
And it's a little bit more reasonable.
Okay.
I mean, our mouths are perfect anyway. We don't need to hydrate those. So,
yeah, I don't know how much hydration was getting through my beard anyway. So, okay. Tell me more about, from a Tiny Habits perspective, why I'm never going to do this again and why it's too much work. What are the technical reasons for why this sucks?
Well, first of all, it's brand new, right? We've never done this before, right? And so learning curve.
Okay.
It's all new, takes more energy, more time, and it's just not something that the back of our brain really has incorporated as a habit where we don't need to think about it. It's the conscious part of our brain, that the prefrontal cortex, that is like trying to figure out everything that we're trying to do and, hold the mask the right way, put it on our face, even that new experience of feeling that coolness and sensation. It's all new, right? So, basically, we need to rehearse it. If this is something to be a habit, we have to do it a few times, and we have to do it like ideally in the same spot and at the same time of the day. Other pieces of this, right? Make it easier, like you just suggested. Let's maybe lying down, make it a little bit easier, right? Not moving our head, not trying to do a podcast while we have it on our face.
Yeah,
all of those things basically make this a difficult thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's kind of got to work through some of these barriers, right?
I would say for me to ever do this again, this is a happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Oh, happy Valentine's.
We're recording this on Valentine's Day.
Happy V-Day.
And that leads me to this scenario right here. This is hey babe, while we lay down and watch this movie, why don't you take this out of the package and put it on my face for me, please? And that if she's not on board, it's not happening.
Right. Now, the other thing that could happen is when we take these off, all of a sudden our puffy eye bags and the dark circles in our eyes are like magically gone. Okay. And that might be a little bit more of an incentive. So knowing that we're going to get that type of reward
every time we record the podcast. I come over half hour early. We lay in your bed next to each other with our masks on before we come into the studio.
Sounds good, babe. But if there's a lot of unexpected reward that comes from
I could see that, yeah.
That might be worth the trouble of figuring out how to
like on the surface, cooking up some heroin and put it in your arm looks like a lot of work, but for the people that are into it, it feels so good that it's worth all the steps that are required.
I'm glad you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, in those terms, I can understand now. All right. The other advantage of only using the upper half is I can drink my coffee while we talk.
See now, okay. So here's a little modification, right? So we started this new habit, right? And we decided, okay, look, the part of it's not working. We made it easier by removing the bottom half,
right? And
so to me, I the bottom half isn't that big of a deal. It's more about the upper cheeks and the eyelids and my forehead and everything else like that. So, and now not so bad. We might be able to hang and do this for a half hour according to the recommendations.
Yeah, it'll stay on my face as long. Yeah, it says 15 to 30 minutes, but I'll keep it on my face until we're done and I feel like taking it off or it slides off. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would feel a little bit like I'm wasting it. Like, okay, is there a way that I can just buy the top halves? Like, I mean, they sell muffin tops by themselves without the rest of the muffin. Maybe
top of the muffin too, yeah.
Maybe they'll sell me the top of the half. Okay, so if it wasn't clear, we're talking about masking this week. And according to the author, this has become a craze thanks to Korean skincare products, which I believe my ex had some Korean-made face masks that she got off of Amazon or something, or they threw them in the box with a Shein order. I don't remember where exactly they came from. And I tried one of those, and it felt pretty nice, but that was much more papery than this. So it says masks are ideal for men who like to use less product and are impatient when it comes to results. We'll see.
Check and check.
Yeah, that's true. And they can be used as little as once a week. And even with just occasionally using them, you're supposed to get benefits toward reducing your breakouts, your dryness, your redness, and your oiliness. So we'll see. I have tried quite a few of the kinds of masks that they mentioned, that Garrett mentions in this chapter. My grandmother, when I was growing up, she was into the clay masks.
Yeah.
And they were like, I think they were bluish green in color.
Okay.
And you'd put those on and they would start very wet. And then I would try it occasionally and then go like put my face right in front of a oscillating fan. And then you could see which parts were wet and it would dry up.
Crunch up. Yeah.
Get really tight and really cakey.
Yeah.
And then it took a while to get all of it. You really had to work on, especially my eyebrows were even thicker when I was younger than they are now because I trimmed them now. And so getting all of the blue clay out of my eyebrows took a lot of work when I was a youth.
Oh my gosh.
Including the eyebrow right in the middle, which I think I've plucked that one for enough years where it doesn't grow back with quite the vengeance that it did when I was a teenager. So yes, I've used clay masks before and they feel good. Again, I like that tight feeling you get when they dry.
And it's supposed to, kind of suck out all of the dirt and oil and really get in there. That's one of the advantages.
The peel off kind, which is like a real sticky gel, like more sticky than this. I didn't love the way they felt, but it was cool peeling it off. It was like if you just put Elmer's glue on your hand and let it dry, and then you'd peel it off, or rubber cement on your hand and then peel it off.
Or a nice sunburn. You just kind of peel that skin right off.
Yes. Yeah. So, man, speaking of which, I've been watching these videos lately on YouTube of people with bearded dragons and iguanas helping them shed.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess they shed their whole, I don't know if it's seasonally or yearly or whatever, but they shed all their skin. Snakes do too.
Mm.
And occasionally, there's little parts that get stuck, so they go after with a pair of tongs and help their pet lizard to shed.
That's very sweet.
And,
is that your new ASMR videos?
It is one of them.
Is it really? And you hear the like
sounds great. Yeah, I like this.
That doesn't sound like
the skin's very brittle and they just kind of they mic it up real well.
I was totally kidding about that.
No, it's definitely an ASMR thing for sure. People, anything can be ASMR as long as you put a decent quality microphone up to it. So yeah, but the that's what the peeling of the mask reminds me of. So let's go through these real quick. If you're going to do a clay mask, and all this stuff is available at your Walmarts, your Walgreens, your Amazons, your CVS's. Have I told you that I don't really like shopping at Walgreens anymore? I'm mostly a CVS guy now.
Is that because of the new health insurance?
Not only that, but yes. So my health insurance company has an agreement with CVS. CVS is willing to put in cashier-less self-checkouts, and Walgreens is not willing to do that.
Oh.
And it drives me crazy because every other time I go to Walgreens, there's just especially around Florida, because Walgreens is open 24 hours a day. And so a lot of people who are here on vacation, realize, it's, almost the middle of the night and I need to go grab some drinks or some snacks or whatever.
Eye masks,
Eye masks. And there's these huge lines, and they could, not much respect on my part for the American worker.
Right.
But I say replace them all with machines.
Yeah, no, I that's funny you mentioned that, because every time I'm in a Walgreens,
There's always a line. I know.
No matter what time of day it is, it seems like there's always a line.
Yeah, and so for that reason, I'm more of a CVS guy. But anyway, every place has most of these kinds of masks. Definitely clay masks. I remember my grandma used to get them at either grocery stores or pharmacies.
I mean, back then, that was probably the only kind of mask that was available. I mean, they have them?
I think they had the peel and they had the clay. And
right, I don't remember like these fancy gel masks.
Yeah, the gel and the paper. I don't remember. Right. I mean, maybe they were a thing, but
of course we were in that world. So
correct. Yeah, could have been flown right under our radars. So the thing with a clay mask that I thought was interesting was you should leave your skin still damp for the clay mask. So you wash your face on pretty much all of these. But on a clay mask, you don't completely dry your skin. You leave it a little moist when you put the clay on. Whereas in the peel-off style, you want to dry your face first.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes. Next kind that is mentioned is the exfoliating mask. These are going to use acid to break down the bonds between your dead skin cells so that they can come off your face easier. And with this one, it says start with a clean face, and he doesn't go out of his way to say dry or not dry, but these do have acid on them, usually as part of an ingredient, so you should use them for the amount of time that it says to use them. Some of them are made for 20 minutes, some of them are made to stay on all night. You don't want to confuse and you leave a 20-minute one on all night because it could irritate your skin. Probably would irritate your skin, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be careful with that. I was using what was that? That acne product that they were selling.
Proactive? Yeah.
And, there was some cream or something that I had used that had been sitting around for a while. I bought a year ago, put it on my face, and it actually burned some skin off in the middle of my head. And everybody thinks that's like a pock from chicken pox.
Oh, wow.
Mark from chicken pox. And so it's actually a divot in my skin from that Proactive. I called customer service, and of course they're like, "Well, you can't prove it, so screw you. There's nothing we're gonna do for you." But yeah, I'll show it to you later.
I bet they will not be putting you in their next infomercial.
Yeah. So long story longer. Hey, if it says use it for a certain period of time and it's acid stuff like that, take it seriously. Yeah. The hydrating stuff not that big of a deal, but with acid and stuff, yeah.
Okay, so that's exfoliating mask. Next, sheet mask, which we talked about already. Those are the ones that seem to be the trends from Korea. I assume South, probably not North so much.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So I have used those once, and they feel okay. I don't like. I mean, I get the convenience of these kind that are already in sheet form. Like, I guess these would be considered the hydrating masks. Although I think he makes it sound like the hydrating mask you kind of rub on your face. So maybe this is a hybrid between a sheet mask and a hydrating mask. It's so funny. There's probably people, mostly women, listening to this thinking these guys sound so stupid right now. And I'm sure they're right. Yeah. So anyway, sheet mask, hydrating mask. I do want to skip to the good part, which is where he does a review of Patrick Bateman's skincare routine from American Psycho. Now, I have not read the book. I hear it's a good book, but I've only seen the movie a million times, and I do enjoy the movie. I think it's very funny. Because it's supposed to be a black comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the routine in the movie is...
Most of us call it dark comedies, but you can call it a black comedy, I guess.
I think I've heard both.
Have you?
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's look at...
yeah, maybe I'm just being racist, but I think I've heard it as... I've heard
this would be the only time, so...
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder... Yeah, maybe I've heard black comedy and they're referring to like Scary Movie or Barbershop or something.
Yeah, could have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before.
Okay, I will add it.
I'm not racist.
Right, I'll add an explanation of that to the intro when I record it. Okay, so yeah, so basically they showed his skincare routine, and it was meant to be like, look how crazy over the top this guy's going with how he cares about how much he looks. And then, as the author wisely points out, it's like, it's pretty standard as far as a skincare routine for, 2024.
Yeah. I mean, when was American Psycho? When did that come out? Was it the 90s?
I want to say that was early 2000s, but it was set in the 80s.
So back then, it would have been absolutely crazy for a guy to be, or probably even a girl to have such a...
I don't know, for an investment banker, maybe that's what they did. I mean, he also
that's how you make it.
He also put a lot of thought into his business card design, which I appreciated.
That's right.
Yeah.
There are quite a few scenes about people showing off their business cards.
So good.
Who's got the best?
Okay, so what he did was he put an ice pack to depuff his eyes while he did his crunches. I'm up for half of that routine. I do have an iced cooling mask in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
I have not taken it out and used it since I bought it. I got it from Amazon. I put it in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
And it has sat in my refrigerator the whole time. I've never actually taken it out and put it on my face to reduce my puffiness.
You know what's funny? I have one too, and I don't think I've ever used it. It's just been sitting there. I think I've used it to like keep the sodas cool. Like in a cooler. I swear to God, when I've run out of room from the regular ice packs.
Yep. Good for us. Killing it. So that's what he starts with, and then he uses an exfoliating gel scrub in the shower, which I'm a big fan of doing all this stuff in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate that. Followed by an herbal mint facial mask that he leaves on for 10 minutes. Then alcohol-free aftershave, 2 moisturizers, and an eye cream. I don't know why he needs 2 moisturizers. That seems a little excessive.
Yeah.
Again, it's pretty standard except for maybe the peel-off mask. Using a peel-off mint mask every day could have a drying effect on his skin, even with the 2 moisturizers. So he would say, based on the technology available now, maybe a sheet mask with an exfoliating mask thrown in there once a week.
Yeah.
So, okay. So shopping list, where to go, as we've said, grocery stores, pharmacies, box stores, wherever they have this. How much should you spend? I say go cheap, at least to start. How to know if something is good? Go on Amazon and see what has the highest number of reviews. And one of the things, now Amazon used to let you sort by the number of reviews, and then they stopped doing that. Now I pay for a Google Chrome plugin that still will let me sort by reviews.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And so
I need to get me a hold of that.
Yeah, I'll see. I think I paid $3.95 per year to use it. So it's not very expensive. And it has just one extra button on Amazon, and it will sort the items that you're looking. Now, the sponsor stuff still goes to the top, which is annoying. But after the sponsor stuff, it then orders it by what has the highest count of reviews. Because, again, I don't care if something has a straight 5.0 stars if only 2 people have reviewed it.
Right.
That means nothing.
No sense.
Yeah. I care about best selling, what has the most reviews.
And you know what? Beware of the sponsored results, because they're not always just at the top. Sometimes they sprinkle them in down towards the bottom.
All word sponsored.
Right. And a lot of times it doesn't meet all the requirements that you put in that search box.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
So buyer beware.
Yes, absolutely. But I still do find Amazon reviews the best way to figure out what I should and should not buy. When it comes to stuff like this, certainly. Okay, look for multi-packs. The more you buy at once, the more money you're going to save. Okay, so we blew through that pretty quickly, which I am down to leave these episodes short and 1 chapter each. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to say in the beginning that I would normally spew out during our introduction.
So I do want to add something to the other day.
Please.
My girl introduced me to an under eye gel mask, which worked really well. Put it on for like 15 minutes. And it is made by Florence by Mills. From you can get them at Ulta, you can get them on Amazon, and they have a number of different ones. And it's just a little gel patch that goes right on your eye bags, kind of around the bottom of your eye, so it's even less invasive than what we just put on our faces now. Highly recommended. It worked really well. It cooled my face, reduced my puffiness, got rid of my bags. So I wanted to mention that as a very good option that I have firsthand experience with, and I just ordered a set for myself. So
nice. You ready to take yours off?
I am.
I just took mine off, and here you go.
Oh, nice.
It feels real good, actually. After taking it off, my face feels pretty nice.
It's cold. Yeah, it's nice.
It feels like a mix of hot and cold now. It feels good. I like it.
And that good feeling could also contribute to, as a little reward, that getting used to that, right? Yeah. Might make you want to do it a little bit more often.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you look at it. You look about the same. I don't notice you
look a little bit less puffy.
Oh yeah, well that's good.
Than usual.
Good. Ooh, thank goodness. I'll use all the help I can get.
Yeah.
So that it felt inconvenient to have on, but right after taking it off feels pretty good.
The mouth side, if that stayed on in some little bit of a better way, or if it was one sheet where it was kind of all attached, that might have worked better.
Yeah, I'm thinking again, laying down. I've got this little arm next to my bed where I could put my cell phone in it, and I could probably get it up pretty high so I could lay on my back with my head facing up and watch, just put a timer on and watch a movie or watch some TV or some YouTube videos while I lay there. Yeah. It would be a lot easier and less distracting than it was with it, kind of getting into my mouth.
I mean, even like laying back in a chair, not talking.
That's true. Yeah.
Moving.
Yeah. Even sitting in a recliner would probably be much better.
Yeah, I think we loosened it up by talking.
Yeah, so not too bad. All right, so again, today is we're recording this on Valentine's Day. That's not exactly why I'm wearing a red and black shirt, but when I pulled it out, I thought, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day. This will work.
Are we still doing the Valentine's outfit, or did you do that yesterday?
No, I was going to do that today, but then I remembered my therapy appointment was the same time as the party I was going to go to. So now, instead of that, I'm going to go to see my client tomorrow and not wear the outfit and just return it to Amazon and buy some more hydrating masks with my store credit. That did not come together as I had thought that it would, because I forgot that I had scheduled to do the podcast with you and have my therapy appointment, and both of those would have.
I'm a little disappointed because that was a good-looking costume.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it next year. I'm sure they'll still have them. All right, so this is. I meant to ask you. You got a girlfriend this year for Valentine's Day? Congratulations.
Try not to roll your eyes next time. I hope the camera caught that.
Did you? Were you with your ex last year for Valentine's Day, or was that sort of in the gap?
I was.
Okay.
But it was not a good time. We were
on the way out.
We were both kind of,
Yeah, I was, because the reason I brought that up is not just to bring back poor, bad memories.
Thanks.
I had a purpose. I have never really, when I've been single on Valentine's Day, I've never really struggled with the feelings of, man, I'm sad about this, or this is bumming me out, or anything like that. I enjoy Valentine's Day as a single person.
Mm-hmm.
I like looking at, funny lovey-dovey memes on Instagram, just like I would any other time of the year, because, I'm such a soft romantic. Have you had Valentine's Days when you've been single, and how have you noticed being affected by that in any way?
No.
Okay.
No. For me, it's really not a day that I've had like a lot of significant memories, good or bad. And I look at it really more as a marketing opportunity for Hallmark and candy companies. Because I walk in, my opinion of Valentine's Day, my impression of Valentine's Day my image of what Valentine's Day is literally walking into a Walgreens, CVS, whatever, and being inundated by red candy, Russell Stover, different candy things, red hearts everywhere. The little I love you, Smarty.
The little pieces of chalk.
The little pieces of chalk. Right?
Messages on them.
Exactly, yeah. And some like little cute little cards that we used to hand out to each other in class.
Oh, I remember. That was fun. I remember that.
Yeah. So for me, it's never been a time to expect any type of huge, declarations of love or vice versa. But I do little things here and there, and I try to do things for my significant other during the year that are a little bit less expected. So it's a little bit more of a surprise.
Yeah, and that's consistent with what we talked about in that 5-year period where we were reviewing Atomic Attraction. One of the pieces of advice that the author of that said was, don't give gifts on holidays just because it's expected. It means more to, surprise your partner with gifts outside of those supermarket holidays.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was on the receiving end of that as a partner too, it would absolutely mean more to me too. It just makes sense. Oh, going through your week, you just thought of me when you saw this, and you got this little gift from me. And you knew I would appreciate it or use it or need it. It means so much more.
Yeah, I would typically agree. I do enjoy, when I do have a partner, celebrating Valentine's Day with them, maybe going a little over the top, sending flowers to their work so that the other women at the office feel not as good.
Yeah,
as she does. But that's about me. That's not about her. I do enjoy that part of the ritual. But when I don't have that, I never felt like, oh, woe is me. I hate Valentine's Day. I wish all you people with partners would shut up. I mean, there's some people that are pretty affected by it and can get a little salty on the internet about, I don't want to see anything. And it's just appreciate that you live in a world where love in its most commercial form is occasionally celebrated.
And now they've got all these variations of it, like Valentine's Day and all these other events for single people. They can get together and, and share in their joy or misery of the day.
My friend Jade and I went out one year when we were both single and called it Palomines Day.
There we go.
And just went out and got dressed up and had some good dinner. And that could be fun too. And another great reason guys should have women who are friends in their lives so that they can enjoy and support each other in situations where you might not feel as good because the calendar says you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Option one is don't be the kind of person that gets negatively swayed by what the calendar or Hallmark tells you should do.
Mm-hmm.
But number two is, have people in your life that you could share that with and, make it a good experience that is not exactly what the ad agencies are telling you it's supposed to be.
One thing I do enjoy are the little packages that restaurants will sometimes put together for different holidays.
Oh, yes.
Where it's like a prefix kind of meal, and a lot of times it's things that you wouldn't normally get from that restaurant. They might throw in a bottle of champagne or some chocolate in addition to, a filet mignon and everything else. And so I do tend to fall for those packages.
Oh, let me tell you, man.
Fun.
My ex and I went to the JW Marriott last year for the one at Bonnet Creek down by Disney for Valentine's Day. And they had a real nice deal where they had a hostess or somebody with a Polaroid camera who would take your picture and then put it in a little plastic frame, and you could take that home with you.
Cute.
Yeah, so that was a nice touch, I thought. Yeah, so I do like when the restaurants do a little something special like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I hope everybody hearing this in mid-March or whenever it comes out will have enjoyed their Valentine's Day, and maybe we'll take a look at a calendar and figure out when these episodes are going to actually come out before we record them. And we can talk about Easter on the week our Easter episode comes out.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know if I'll get to, I think I will get to dress up as the Easter Bunny again at the nursing home that I consult for, as I've done the last couple of years. And I always enjoy that. And they're not going to set up a picture day with the Easter Bunny, but there's probably going to be a party. And I can probably talk him into letting me put the outfit on and hop around a little bit because, look, as I shared, I believe on the podcast, but everybody in my life pretty much knows, one of my first jobs was the Easter Bunny at the mall where I grew up. And it's like, once you're in the game, man, it's in your blood. Hard to let go. All right. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. And we will talk to you next time.
All right. Have a good one.
Wow. You made it through the whole thing. So you must like us at least a little bit, in which case you should definitely follow or subscribe to our show in your chosen podcast app. Thanks. We'll talk to you next time.